Well, all right, guys, I'm back at you with one more here, and I kind of had this planned here for New Year's Eve. I don't know about you guys. I don't know how old you are. Maybe you're kind of like me. You're a little bit older, and you're getting a little bit grayer, and you're having a harder and harder time trying to stay up at night for have holidays like this. And so it's helpful to have something to sort of play to kind of keep yourself going. And it turns out, of course, just as I've said before, that sort of my plan in doing these gameplay videos is to create some B-rolls so that I have stuff ready for videos that I want to make. One of the videos I am going to make actually next on this channel will be for the Sega CD version of Bill Walsh College Football. And the reason why is largely because this is the only Madden type game that exists on the Sega CD. So we've looked at this already on the Sega Genesis. Now I know already coming into this that this is a very similar game on the Sega CD as it is in the Sega Genesis, but it's not exactly the same. So I thought it would be kind of fun for us to go through and sort of experience this together. So I have the emulator set up. I hope that I have the controls set up right. You can see I just, right before starting this, I went through and I reset the consoles so that we can look at these great Sega CD opening screens and all this other stuff emulated here, just the way that we like to see it. As you can hear, the audio in this game, at least so far, sounds like it's okay, but I would argue that it's not quite as good as the audio was for the 3DO version of Madden. But we'll see how it goes. So now those of you who are well versed in this game, I knew this was going to happen, so we got to go through with the controls again, and let's make sure that we've actually got this remap file loaded. This is an issue with RetroArch every once in a while where I should have this controller loaded up and it's not reading it. If all else fails, I might end up having to use a Super Nintendo controller. I know that it'd be kind of an awful thing to do, but this happens to me every once in a while. The problem is that this 8-bit DOE Genesis style controller doesn't load automatically the right way in RetroArch for whatever reason, and so you got to fiddle around with it every once in a while. This is the sort of thing that I usually don't show at all in the video. See, it works now. Not sponsored or endorsed by any team or school. We can watch Walsh video if we want. So I'm guessing that this is...
Segment the country geographically. The football played in the South today is the fastest form of the game we've ever seen. The speed on each team is incredible. And they play an explosive high school...
Okay. That's enough of that. We're not going to watch a whole bunch of these videos. Oh, geez, you have to wait for them to load again. Anyway, I'm guessing that's the cool thing or whatever that came with the Sega CDs. You can watch him talk in the videos about how, the game in the South is better than ever or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. So as you guys already know, one of the problems with this game... Okay, let's see. Which team do we want to be here? So I played as BYU 84 before, but I want to play with like an actual like really good team. This is Penn State. State College is Penn State. This is Notre Dame 88. USC 79. You know what? I want to see if they have this here. Yeah, Boston 84. So we're gonna throw the ball with Doug Flutie, see how we do here. All right, so as you can hear, the music in this game is awesome. I mean, really, really good. This is like, among the best that I've heard. Anyway, so, we'll see what happens here. As I was saying at the beginning of this, it's kind of late at night here for me, and so I might end up saying some kind of weird things. I'm going to make this video, by the way, open for everybody, and then tomorrow we'll probably play another game with this so that I have another game under my belt. We're probably not going to play necessarily too much with... we're probably not going to play too much with this game. I just need to play enough so that I have enough for like a full video. There will be enough as we do like a comparison between this game and the Sega Genesis version. There's a good chance that this video itself will probably not come out until tomorrow morning. Like I said, I do plan on playing at least one other game with this. Oh, shoot. I don't want to audible. Well, this is certainly Madden 93. As you may have noticed on the channel, I've played a whole bunch of different. Yeah, this is exactly the same game. Oh man! And once again, like nothing is. Oh, I didn't have enough time to see everything there. Okay. Once again, nothing is really divided up in a way that makes it easy to find. I'm trying to remember when I played the first. I did play a full game. I actually played 2 full games with the first Bill Walsh game. Yeah, you have to know in this game like exactly what defense you're calling, because the game is just ruthless when it comes to that. You might also have to forgive me for a second as I try to remember these controls. Oh, why am I calling a safety blitz? This was a bad idea. I just came back from playing Tecmo Grey Cup and getting totally slaughtered. So like I said, this video is going to be open to everybody, and tomorrow on New Year's Day, where I'm going to have every one of these special videos across all my channel, every gameplay video is going to be open to everybody. Normally, I have it kind of on a rotating basis, so I have some videos that are open for everyone, other videos that are paying members only. So for the full experience, of course, consider becoming a paying member. If you can't, you'll be able to watch at least some gameplay videos as I come out with this. Some people do wonder why I don't stream, and the reason why really is because I'm not at the point right now where I can keep like a normal streaming schedule. Otherwise, I would love to kind of go into the streaming world. I'll tell you as well that in general, I'm not a huge fan of streaming. I would much rather, like if I'm watching videos, I prefer these types of videos or scripted videos. And the reason why is because oftentimes streaming kind of falls into the old pattern of, oh, that was good. Good play by me. Usually streaming falls into this pattern of like thanking people for, you know, gifting subs and all this other stuff. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Except that when it comes to the viewer experience after the fact, it's really, really kind of lacking. No PI, no PI. Oh, no, they called it. They called it. We need to, can we even get down to the goal line defenses here before they call the next play? So we ended up succeeding. I tell you, when I play this game, and when I think about these early Madden games, it's so surprising to me that the Madden games ended up being as popular as they were, because these games are just so slow. It's just amazing how slow these games are. Like, it's kind of painful to watch. I do like the TurboGrafx version of Madden football. I don't think there's anything I could have done about that. The TurboGrafx version actually is pretty nice, and it's nice in large part because I should have done a punt rush. That would be cool. It's nice because it's faster, and it's got a little bit more flow to it. This game's problem is that it's just slow, and I can tell you also that it's going to take a while to get through a full game of this. I'm guessing it's probably going to take about an hour. That should bring us up to about midnight. So if there's a lot of noise in the background, all of a sudden you'll know. And of course, I've chose the team that wants to pass the ball a lot. So let's see how this works. Oh man, why did I choose to play this game again? I remember this. So there are a few added animations and stuff which are pretty cool. So, oh man, I got tackled on the 1 yard line. I thought I was in. All right, Doug Flutie's going to be king of the hill here. Touchdown, Flutie. And we're tied 7-7. Oh wow, he took his helmet off. Ooh boy, that kind of dates this game. You can't do that these days. You have to miss a play. Ah. So this is the football game that the NCAA doesn't want you to know about, right? This is the game they don't want you to see. They don't want you to know what the game once was like. Anyway, I hope you're having a good New Year's. It's definitely been an interesting New Year's in terms of content generation for all these crazy projects I have going on. Now, the one thing that people have asked me about frequently is if I'm going to make any sort of hockey stuff, and I am planning on doing that here in the new year. But I do need to sit down and start playing some of the NHL games first to make that actually a reality. So it might take a little while for that. I'm still deciding whether to actually like start off just with NHL 94 or to start off. I'm probably going to start off with the first game, NHLPA hockey on the, that was a goal line defense. That was an odd decision on my part. Okay. Anyway, I'm probably going to start off with the first NHLPA hockey on the Genesis, and then I'm probably going to work my way kind of up the series. There are a lot of really, really good NES hockey games that I really want to play. I mean, I'm talking like the original NES Ice Hockey, which was originally a Famicom Disk System game. Blaze of Steel was also originally an FDS game. Oh, that was a beautiful play. I thought I was going to intercept that. So anyway, there's a lot of stuff to do in terms of hockey. There it is. So look for that coming soon. Beautiful. All right. So yeah, look for that coming soon. We're going to have some hockey content coming on a new channel that I'm going to start before too long. And it should be pretty good stuff. Wow, so like with Doug Flutie, is it like it doesn't matter, you know, who's covering the guy, you're going to, you know, complete the pass no matter what? Or we're going to play this like a real football game, so... Somebody was telling me there is a trick to calling running plays in this game, so if you remember what it is, please like tell me what it is down in the comments so that when I play this again tomorrow, I can know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't think I'm supposed to have Flutie run it like that. I think I was supposed to push C. So that's the first thing that we can talk about. Alright. Boy, he got absolutely hammered. It's pretty brave going through that, isn't it? Anyway, though, like I said, there's a lot of really good hockey games to play. Blades of Steel, Ice Hockey. Alright, we made it in. See, we have a lead in this game. I know how to play football games. I'm starting to feel that confidence come back up. It's been absolutely murder over there with the Ottawa Red Blacks and Techno Grey Cup. Boy, that's really, really been sort of a disaster area, so you can go check that out. Strongly urge you to consider becoming a channel member, especially if it fits into your current economic situation, because we've got a lot of really fun stuff, not only already out for family members, for channel members, but coming up as well. So really do want to see what it is that we've got coming, and all the various games that we're going to play. I might even do something crazy, like who knows, maybe we'll play some NFL by LJN. I don't know if I'm actually going to play that game again. That game is... So a lot of you guys have talked about, like, you know, angry video game nerd videos and stuff like that. And I've watched far too many of those, you know, in my time. But as much... What game was I watching that he was playing? Oh, man, I can't remember which one it was. He was saying that, oh, this might be the worst LJN game of all time. I don't know. I mean, he's using those old videos. It's kind of exaggerated, right? But I will tell you that NFL by LJN, I really do think is the worst sports game of all time. I really have a hard time seeing how you could have a game worse than that one. I mean, that game is so bad. It is so slow. It's like I complain here from time to time about, you know, the old Madden games and about how slow it is, how slow the players are moving and stuff like that. But that game is impossibly slow. I mean, it is slow to the point where, like, there's just no way. There's no way, and you just don't want to play it. 1990 Georgia, I forget who the quarterback was. So you're going to have to tell me in the comments who it was. This is the part where people want me to stream, right? Because then I can have, like, you know, everybody's comments. I can read them, and then we can interact and stuff like that. But, you know, I would have to, like I said, I'd have to have an actual schedule for that. Maybe I'll try one of these days, though. Let me know what you think. Anyway, yeah, NFL by LJN on the NES is such a horribly bad game. And it's really bad because of all of the speed issues. I mean, the truth is that it was pretty ambitious game for its time. People have been saying this in the comments, and they're absolutely right. Like, you know, the game was trying to come up with like a full scheme of like different play calls. It was trying to create, barely got that off. It was it was supposed to be a pitch out, but it was really a short pass. It was trying to create, you know, a bunch of like, you know, have like a complex system of play calling and stuff. It was basically trying to be Madden on the NES is what they were trying to do with that game before Madden was even a thing. I mean, it just doesn't work. It's just such a bad game. It's just horrible because everything is so slow. And in that game, when you go into like pass mode, every time I hammer the quarterback, he gets it off like a second before I get to him. I swear that I got to him first. Anyway, that's the biggest problem with that game. So once you figure out what it is that you're doing and like the right way to play the game, it doesn't really matter because, you know, then you start running into the absolutely massive, insane, crazy slowdown issues that really plague the game. That's the biggest problem with it, right? So you go into passing mode in the game and everything slows down by design. It's supposed to give you, you know, the ability to like see what it is that you're doing with the ball and, you know, make it sort of realistic, I guess. But I mean, the game as it stands, when you don't pass, is already way too slow, and when you do pass, it's just impossibly slow. It's like there's just nothing you can do about it. Anyway. Tell me that's wide. Oh, no, that's good. Alright, 14-10. Well, at least I know that we have the secret weapon, Doug Flutie, who can apparently complete any pass that he tries. A little bit overrated in this game. There are some issues here with this old Madden system. The biggest issue, of course, is that... oh, man, he got hammered. I need Madden's voice, man. This is one of the problems here. Anyway, the biggest issue with this old Madden system is that it's just so slow, and you have to wait for things to happen. At least they took away the you know, changing of the at least they took away like the thing where you have to wait for your formation to change and stuff.
Interception.
Oh, jeez, that's an awful pass. Alright. Why am I down in the goal line? Well, that's the last time I do any sort of hook pass. We're just going to do flat out Hail Mary all the time. Oh, that was an amazing catch. Well, I got to take my hat off. That was actually pretty good. But yeah, anytime in the old Madden games that you have to like change formations or anything before the snap or before the play is called, you have to sit there and wait for like the players to get off the field and wait for the players to get back on the field. It's just an absolute pain in the neck. It's such a poor design. They got rid of it eventually. I can't remember if it was Madden 94 or Madden 95. As you can see in this game, they definitely get rid of it. Like, you can call a play basically right away. You know, it actually works pretty well in terms of being like a simulation of football. It's not a complete disaster. It's not that the Madden games are really that bad, but when you compare it to a lot of the football games in the NES, it's much closer to like NES play action football than it is to like Tecmo Super Bowl, and that I think is the biggest problem. Alright, so we're holding on to the 1-point lead. It'd be nice if Doug Flutie wouldn't throw an interception. I know that I'm probably doing something wrong. Madden's great at letting you know what you're doing is wrong, right? Anyway, like I said, you know, if you remember all of the tricks to this game, if you know how to like make cool stuff happen and all of that, let me know down in the comments so that I too can learn the ways of the masters. I probably should have actually done some research and looked some stuff up. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with this game, mostly because of the sound and some of the animations like that. I mean, this is... Oh man, I almost got away with that. This is actually a pretty good game. This is a very good series of games, right? There's a lot of good things to like here. But as usual, like the passing system is just not great. All right. Clock didn't stop in the first down, I think. Well, now or never. Oh, it's not even close to the end zone. Is that all he can throw? Doug Flutie can only throw the ball like 35 yards? All right, well, at least we have a lead at halftime. This is much better than the Ottawa Red Blacks were doing for me. So I'll tell you, my biggest complaint about the game is all the loading and stuff. I'm not sure if they're going to show me clips of the other games or not. That's what happens in Madden 93 and Madden 93 Championship Edition. I can't remember if that happens in the Bill Walsh game or not, though. Anyway, I can't remember anymore. It looks like not. It looks like we just go straight back to our game. Which is pretty nice, actually. It does mean that maybe we'll be able to finish this up a little bit before midnight. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, like I said, if you know which running plays work best in this game, please let me know in the comments. I would like to run more runs and stop passing. Oh man. The one cool thing about these Madden games is that these hits are just brutal. I mean, that's just an absolutely brutal hit. What a violent hit that was. So, you know, maybe what's his name, the stupid, columnist, maybe he was right after all about the game being too violent. I don't know. 20-yard first down pass, that's more like it. We want to get time off the clock here. Don't want to do any curls or anything, because last time that happened, we threw an interception. I shouldn't have pushed so hard for that pass. I should have just sort of threw it up to himself. You know, for all of the flack and all the gruff that the Madden games get, this actually is a good game. Well, who is that pass to, Doug? Who are you throwing to, bud? Wait, what was that? The pass to the invisible man. That was ridiculous. Nobody within, like, 15 yards of that. This is a little bit better. Oh, wow, pass interference. Hey, that was beautiful. That's an awful call, too. He didn't get touched at all. So when I play this tomorrow, I'm going to choose a different team. I'm going to try to choose a team maybe that has better running so we can get a little bit of running stuff going on. I don't know. I worry that when I play these games, I tend to do like the same type of thing over and over again. I tend to play with the same types of teams. I tell you, when I was a kid, the Madden game that I played the most was Madden 95 on the Game Boy. Which might not seem like much, but when I was, would have been like 11 or 12 years old, that was my favorite game, easily. I played that game so much. I played that game just like the thing was gonna break, man. I loved that game. And I knew that it wasn't as good as the, Super Nintendo or the Sega Genesis versions. Yeah, we got it. All right. See, this is it. Doug Flutie's a superstar. You just give the ball to Flutie every single time. I knew that it wasn't as good as the 16-bit versions, but I didn't care. I used to bring that game with me all the time. We used to have these family road trips. I grew up in suburbs of Salt Lake City, and my dad grew up down in Phoenix, Arizona, so it'd be about 8 hours to drive that way. My mom's family was up in the Seattle area of Washington. It'd be about, 14-hour drive, I think. And so, we would do those drives, of course, in one day. It wasn't so hard to go down to Arizona. Going up to Seattle was a little bit longer. But it's great if you had a Game Boy, you had extra batteries and stuff, and you had a game like Madden. You would sit there and play Madden all day long in the car. And that's what I would do. I would play Madden, and then a little bit later on when it came out on the Game Boy, I had NBA Jam Tournament Editions. I'd play that as well. Oh, shoot, this is a goal line defense. I don't know why I just audibled to, but I think it'll work. How did he catch that, man? He got totally, plastered by my guy. I was worried about pass interference. That was pretty impressive. But yeah, Madden 95 on the Game Boy is legit. We're going to cover that game here in a little while. It probably will take us a while to get that far. Did he get the first down there? I guess not. So it must be 3rd and 1. We probably should have had a defense to stack it all up on the line. Yeah, he got it. He got it. Sound in this game is really good. I really do like it. The other thing I want to talk about is when you notice before the snap, everybody's moving around. This was something that a number of video game reviewers had actually requested back in the 1990s. If you read through a lot of the old magazines, there were guys talking about how they had been frustrated with the original Madden games because they had to go move all their defenders by themselves. But in this game, your defenders will adjust automatically based on what they see, which is actually really cool. So, like I said before, I give Madden a lot of flack, mostly because it tends to be perceived as the leader. I really don't like the way the blocking works, and I've gone into detail on that in a way that has people making fun of me. But when it comes overall, though, to the way that these games flow and the way the defense feels and stuff, it's actually pretty good. To give credit where credit is due, these games are actually a lot of fun to play. And, if you play the Madden games seriously, they're fun. Right? It's just that, the reason why is there a way for me to call a fair catch so I don't get killed like that? Anyway, whatever. The reason why I like to go after it is because it's not quite as good as Tecmo Super Bowl. And that really is what I think that Madden's chief competition was. I know that there are a lot of people who will talk about, oh, you guys only like Tecmo Super Bowl because it's the game that you remember when you were a kid and stuff like that. And there's a little bit of truth to that, but it's a better game than you think, right? I was reading an old Reddit discussion about that a little while ago. This is from several years back. I think people were actually talking about NHL 94, first of all, and then somebody brought up Tecmo Super Bowl and stuff like that. But people who look at these games from sort of a modern standpoint or thinking about retro gaming, who say, oh, come on, that game wasn't that good or whatever, the chances are you weren't there at the time. I mean, Tecmo Super Bowl is a game that I rented from Blockbuster or something like that numerous times. I just loved playing it. And, if you got it, you could spend you would spend the entire week playing it, or the entire 4 days, or however long you rented it for, right? And you would never get tired of it. I mean, it's a really, really good game, and it's a deep game. And that's what people forget about, because, there weren't a whole ton of, really good football games at that time on video game systems. As I've mentioned before, there were a lot of really bad games. Tecmo Super Bowl had the replayability. Beautiful. Oh man, I love it. I love the touchdown dance. It's beautiful. This is a thing of beauty, man. Wow. Tecmo Super Bowl had really the replayability of an RPG. In fact, I'm seeing that right now in my current project. As I said before, go become a channel member. You can watch all of the Ottawa Red Blacks and Tecmo Grey Cup. But in this project that I have going on, it's really, really difficult because the Red Blacks are such a poor team. Let's see if we can kick this in the end zone. Not quite. I think the wind's been moving against us. Oh, what a hit, man. You could hear that hit from far off. Why is this starting us in goal line defense? It doesn't make sense. But, one of the things about Tecmo Super Bowl is interesting is that, things don't work, and so you get in, you start changing your plays, and you change your personnel, and you try this, and you try that. I mean, there's no, not only is there no football game on the NES like that, barely. Now we can use the goal line defenses. Not only is there no football game of the NES like that, there's really no football game on the Super NES like that outside of the Tecmo series. I mean, I guess technically in Madden you could do that, but not really. Usually in these games it's more like realistic football, you know. Hit him a little bit too late. Take that. I think I could do this all day, actually. That's interesting. Interesting is if you keep hitting him like that. Oh, there we go. I don't know what that was. Yeah, Tecmo Super Bowl has a lot more sort of RPG elements than a lot of the other games. It's also nice because you can actually play a season mode. So in this game, for example, there is no season mode. In Madden 93, there's no season mode. I think it starts in Madden 94. I don't remember. I know that it does exist in Madden 95 though, because that's what I would play on the Game Boy. I have to warn you too, I was never really that good at Madden 95 back when I was a kid. That's an amazing hit. Wow. Alright, I think it's time to run this one out. So they read that play. So this is where I have problems with the blocking in the game because there were two defenders that came through. You're going to have to watch that slowly. But I swear, if you look at it slowly, you will see that there are two defenders that came through completely unblocked, 100%. And like, you know, it's really, really frustrating. There's a real frustrating aspect of the Madden games, right? When you're trying to win the game, look at them, look at how stacked up that defense is. I'm going to say the whole defense was stacked up over on our right side. Bizarre defensive formation, 3rd and 5. I wanted to pass it actually to the left side there because I saw that. You can see this here again, right? The defense, you know, they're not quite as stacked as much as they were before. So I don't understand how this catching system works, right? So I chose the receiver so that I could make the catch. But I don't understand exactly how that system works. Like I pushed the C button, but it wasn't anywhere near the time where the ball actually came to the man. So again, if you can explain this to me in a way that makes sense, I would really, really appreciate it. We're about to run into, yeah, the entire defense was stacked up once again on our right side. I'm not sure I understand why that was happening. I'm guessing that I'm supposed to be able to read that and to be able to react accordingly. I can see this happening again, so I'll try to pass to the other side. I think that the A button's the guy on the left, but it changes from play to play. It is. Yeah, see, I did that again. So you push the C button at the right time, a little bit before the ball gets there, and then you can make the catch. And you know what time it is. So now we go back to this. There's no 2-minute warning, right? I think that's just an NFL thing. Back then, that is. I know that there is now. We're about to find out. Good job, Doug. I know this isn't realistic. You're not supposed to spam the same plays over and over again, but this is what we do. We want to win. I got my pride on the stake, man. You know, we got to make sure that when we play the Sega CD that we do so in a winning fashion. This is exciting, isn't it? Oh, they finally called timeout. Oh, good. Oh boy, I wonder which play I'm going to run. Boy, no taunting penalty? Threw that ball up in the air like that? Take that, Georgia. Boy, this was a lot of fun. I hope you've enjoyed watching this. This is a lot of fun to record and to play through. Anyway, I've touched on so many topics without finishing any of my thoughts. This is what happens when I try to film this around midnight. As I said before, my plan is I'm going to keep playing through all these games. I think we're to the point with the Madden games where we need to have separate videos for each of the separate versions. The thing is that the Super Nintendo versions of the original Madden Football and Madden 93 are both pretty bad. So we don't really want to like spend a whole bunch of time doing that. Those are games that I probably wouldn't be able to play through a full game. But when it comes to good, no PI. When it comes to Madden 94 and on up, I think that's where we can really start. I think that's where we can really start playing like the Super Nintendo version separate from the Genesis. We can look at how they're different. And then when they start with the Game Boy versions, I mean, I'm going to play, a whole bunch of Madden 95 on the Game Boy, just, because it's what I did when I was a kid. Right? That's the game I remember the most. So look forward to that coming up. That'll probably come up in 2026 at some point in time. It'll take me a little while, I think, to get to that point. I don't know how you guys feel about, historic videos and stuff. I know I do those a lot. I have an interest in that sort of thing. I think they're going to go for it here. Yeah. I have an interest in that sort of thing. Some people do, some people don't. He didn't get it. He didn't. Ah, shoot. They're going for broke here, aren't they? Anyway, I don't know if you guys have an interest in that sort of thing or not. I do. I've been trying to make a lot of videos that are mostly about topics I'm interested in. Over on my baseball channel, I'm planning in 2026 to do a bunch of videos on the history of baseball cards. I've actually been considering doing that for football cards as well. There's a lot of interesting things going on that people just don't talk about that much. I don't know how I intercepted that, but apparently I did. All right, so I don't think that there's a way in this game to just fall on the ball. So since there's not, we're going to do our favorite play. I think Doug Flutie probably is our leading runner. Take that. I wish he didn't run out of bounds though. 13-yard gain. That should do it. They're out of timeouts. And that's going to do it. That's going to be the ball game. So that was a lot of fun. I thank you for coming along with me on this wonderful 37-minute journey. Look at that. We're going to end this about probably about 10 minutes or so from midnight. So I want to thank you for your support, for watching these videos. Again, we're going to have another one with this game tomorrow. If you have any tips on running the ball, let me know, because I'm going to try to pick a running heavy team tomorrow. So let me know. I really look forward to playing this again. This actually was a lot of fun. That animation is not good though. That's pretty embarrassing. Are they going to rip down the goalpost? That's the question. They're going to rip them down. I don't want to like turn this off. I want to see what happens. Well, okay. I guess they're just going to stand there and kind of like hump each other or something like that. All right. Welcome back. Great. So there you go, we won. And we're gonna go ahead and end that here. So anyway, like I said, I want to thank you very much for your support. As I said before, please consider becoming, I'll let this music go play in the background, but please consider becoming a paying member of the channel to support me and to support what I've been doing. We're going to play a lot more football games. I really look forward to 2026. It's going to be a lot of fun. So stick along with us. It's going to be a real fun ride. We're going to explore a lot of stuff. We're going to play a lot of games that you'll remember. We'll play more games that you likely have never played before. We're going to play a lot of football sims. We're going to play newer games that people have been requesting. So like, Legends Bowl, isn't that what it's called? And also like the college version and stuff. I've got that. I've started playing it. Look for more gameplay videos featuring those games coming very soon. We've got a lot to play through, and I really look forward to doing this. I hope you don't mind that I don't stream. If there's like a huge amount of interest in that, I might do so in the future. I doubt it. I would have to figure out a way to really make a schedule. That might be very difficult. Anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know what kind of feedback you have, and I will talk with you again later. And Happy New Year, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.